Hi everyone, welcome back to my book nook. Today I'm going to be talking about Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. This is another author similar to the vein of Madeline Miller, who was looking at an older Greek myth and retelling it from a different perspective. Because of that, she got compared a lot to Madeline Miller, particularly the book Circe, because it's both retelling a story in which your female character is kind of been pushed to the side, more from their perspective. That's really the only similarities they have. So Ariadne is focusing on Ariadne and then her sister Phaedra, who are your two female characters from the story of Theseus and the Minotaur. Ariadne is the woman who told him how to get through the labyrinth, and he then was going to marry her, and he ends up abandoning her, ends up ultimately marrying her sister. Ariadne ends up on an island that is basically owned by Dionysus and becomes his consort and wife. And so this is focusing on their lives and their stories. Ariadne, sorry, I'm mispronouncing her name, Ariadne and Phaedra, from their points of view. And it doesn't shy away from the fact that they both had some very toxic type belief systems. I mean, Phaedra in the mythos ends up trying to get her stepson to sleep with her, who has basically pledged himself to live celibate because it is the most that he's able to do in order he does, and she basically tries to rape him and then accuses him of sexually assaulting her in order to get him killed. But it doesn't shy away from the fact that she was the bad one in that scenario in this book. Or how Ariadne, despite the fact that she knows about Dionysus and some of his cult type stuff and the belief systems, ignores some of the things that he asked and had issues with a lot of the stuff with their cult, and how that also led to her downfall and everything. So I really do like the fact that even though it's like, hey, we're going to be looking at the stories from their perspective and their view and making them the forefront, it didn't try to hide that they were flawed people and flawed characters on their own. This is Jennifer Saint's debut novel, and I enjoyed it. I'd say it's probably a 7.5. I will state I do not like Jennifer Saint's writing style as much as Madeline Miller's, but I did enjoy her work. I thought it was very well done, and I really am enjoying this whole concept of taking stories that a character maybe is a small part in it, and going into this whole delving as to how would the story be from their view, what was their life like, and I really am enjoying that concept of it, particularly on some of these stories in which this character may actually be a very decent character to follow, and because of their gender or their race or whatever, they got pushed to the side. So I really enjoy this, and I hope to see more of it coming out work-wise. I know that they did one that I do want to read at some point that is focusing in regards with the Trojan War in response of looking at Helen and the other Trojan women, which is called 1,000 Ships. The whole concept of Helen's face was the face that launched 1,000 ships. I don't remember the author who did that, but it's another book that's on my list of things to read because I really enjoy this whole concept of looking at some of these ancient mythos and retelling them in different ways. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10 for Ariadne, there we go, Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. I recommend it. Like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss when I do other videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye!